What's happening, rock stars? It's Mr. Bud, and I want to talk today about what I think the biggest newbie mistakes we make are when we're just starting a business or we're doing something new, okay? And what it essentially comes down to, and I'll try to really, nail, what this is. It's a little bit of a nebula, of things, if you will. But I think it really comes down to self-doubt. And married in with self-doubt is some form of procrastination. And those two things, I believe, are two of the biggest killers of any newbie entrepreneur starting a business and or taking on a new part of their business or a new direction of their business or just doing anything new whatsoever. Let's look at what we do at Powur as an example, right? What do? We find homeowners, that's number one. We introduce them to the idea of solar energy, which will save them instantaneous money and produce extraordinary value for their home. And it's just the right, smarter, better thing to do for our entire world. So we pretty much do those two things, right? We find homeowners, we introduce them to the concept of solar, which makes a ton of freaking sense. And then if we're consultants, we present and get the deal signed. Three things that can lead to a life-changing income and changing the future of the world, okay? But if those three things are new to you, right? You've never looked for a homeowner before or presented the idea of solar or presented a solar proposal, once you've actually sat down with a homeowner, then the two biggest things that are going to prevent you from succeeding in your business are self-doubt and procrastination. So let's tackle those. Self-doubt. It looks something like this. Well, I don't know if I know what I'm talking about. What if I don't know enough? I probably don't know enough. They're probably not going to take me seriously. What if they don't like me? What if they actually don't like what I have to say, or what if they reject what I have to say? What if they don't like what I have to offer? What if I sound stupid? What if I don't know what I'm talking about? What if, and all of a sudden you can see that there's this nebula of thought patterns and thoughts that are actually keeping us from doing what we want to do. Does anyone who's listening to this video not want to make money? Raise your hand if you don't want to make any money. Nobody just did that. You all want to make money and you all want to change the world. So the only thing that's ever stopping us from doing those two things, making money and changing the world, is really that nebula of thought patterns that I just discussed. It's the self-doubt. It's the fear that we're not enough, or we don't know enough, or we can't do it, or we don't have enough, or we're not smart enough, or whatever the heck it is. And I'm just going to tell you right now, stop it. Stop that. Just stop. Just don't do that anymore. Yeah, I get it. We're all humans, and you don't have to let those thoughts dictate your life. We can be bigger than our self-doubt. We don't need to consistently put a ceiling over our own freaking heads. Because if you've looked out at the universe before, there's no ceiling. The universe did not put a ceiling on you. The world has no ceiling on you. Life has no ceiling on you. You are an infinite being. Life is saying, create it all, do everything. The sky's the freaking limit. And then you come in and we come in and we put ceilings on top. It's dumb. Stop doing it. You have amazing potential in your life. I'm not kidding you. What do you want to do? You want to make six figures? Millions of people make six figures. You can do that. Do you want to make seven figures? Millions of people make seven figures. You can do that too. Don't put the freaking ceiling on our heads. We can change the world. We can do incredible things, but it requires that we remove the ceilings. And those ceilings is the nebula of thought patterns, of self-doubt that really stop us from taking action in the first place. How do you solve that? You take action in the first place. That brings us to procrastination. Number two, you cannot procrastinate. Because the longer that you procrastinate taking action on your goals and doing what you know you need to do, the more your nebula of self-doubt thought patterns begins to attract more planets. And all of a sudden, it turns into a freaking solar system. And then it's not just, well, maybe I don't know enough. Then it's maybe, well, maybe I missed the window. Maybe they already heard this. And all of a sudden, you're building this freaking universe of reasons to do nothing but sit and be pathetic. Sorry for getting a little emotional there, but that's how I freaking view it. Human beings that don't take action on their goals are choosing to be weak. That's what we're doing, and we have to own up to it, okay? I get it. I'm afraid of stuff all the time. I'm not made of armor. I'm terrified half the time of tons of the new things that I need to do. But I know deep down that if I choose that terror, and I choose my self-doubts, and I choose all of my nebula of thought patterns and everything that goes on in me, then I don't stand a chance at actually achieving the big goals that I want to achieve in life. I know that to be true. I know that I have to be bigger than them. I know that I have to take action. I know that I have to not procrastinate. I have to move forward. Because the longer I sit and wait and let the nebula of thought patterns attract more and more and more of that, the tougher it's going to be to break out and go take that action. So here's how you do it. You start today by taking action. You make the choice and you say, I don't care what the result is going to be when I reach out to this homeowner. I'm going to reach out to this homeowner. That's what I'm going to do. The result, I don't care about. I don't care if they reject me. I don't care if they literally say my worst nightmare, which is, why are you calling me? I hate you because you're calling me. You're the worst person I've ever met. Now just think about it. That's probably the worst thing anyone could say to us, which is never going to happen, because why would anyone say that to us? We're just trying to help them. But let's just go to the worst possible thing that could happen, all right? If that's the worst possible thing that can happen, and the best possible thing that can happen is, oh my God, I was just thinking about solar energy. I'm so glad you called me. I'm ready to sign a contract right now, and I don't even want a competitive bid. Let's go. Like, those are the two polarities, right? So you can get the worst thing or the best thing. Don't even care about the result. The purpose of taking action is taking action. It's just to do it and then realize that there's nothing true about our nebula of thought patterns. So in closing, my friends, take massive action, because our goals are freaking worth it, and it is within our power and within our ability to overcome the two biggest things that stop us when we're just starting out in any new idea or any business, which is self-doubt and procrastination. What's the solution? Just blast right through with action. Not because you care about the result, but because you care about the action. And taking the action is the result. And the more you do that, everything else disappears, and you just get left with the skill set, the knowledge, and the knowing that you're a kick-ass entrepreneur and you can do anything you want. So have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.